Hey, it's Angie here, the Purple Craft Diva, back with a new Easter craft. We're going to make this super adorable bunny. Here are all the supplies you need. I got most of them from the Dollar Tree. Head to the website for a complete list. All right, let's start with that fabric. You're going to take your wreath form and you're going to trace it onto your fabric. Now, if you're a seamstress, you know we normally don't use pen on fabrics, but since it's just a craft and it's just a sample cut out, it's okay. And you're going to trace all the parts. So you should have two circles, and then you'll trace the ears separately. I went ahead and made sure that the ears were nicely defined. All right, then you're going to cut everything out. When you get finished cutting, then you're going to start by wrapping your yarn, any kind of yarn. I think the fluffier the yarn, the better, but any kind of yarn around your form. Just keep going and going. If you run out, you can just tie a knot and start again. It can get kind of tricky wrapping around the ears, but just take your time. Your yarn should be a little smaller to make it easy to go through the wrap it around the ear area. Once you're done, you can either tie a knot to tie it off, or I just hot glue it down. We're not going to be able to see the back side anyway. Don't burn yourself. It's hot. I put some hot glue on top to hold it. Now, I noticed that there were some pieces that didn't get covered in the yarn well. I just went back around and added some additional yarn. This I did tie in the back because it was just a little piece, and I'm still going to secure it with a little hot glue. Now it's time to wrap the bunny ears. You're going to start with a knot, like we did with all the other pieces, a tight knot. And then you're going to just, same process, wrap and wrap and wrap until everything is completely covered. Once again, wrapping around the ears can get a little difficult, so I just wanted to show you that those ears are not soldered together. So you can just pull the ribbon right through down the middle and wrap until you get to the base of the ear. And then once you finish one ear, just pull the ribbon over. You're going to start wrapping the second one. I was getting to the end of my ribbon, so it started unraveling on me, but you can just hold on to it tight, and it's not much left to do. Just keep going. Once you're finished wrapping, now it's time to tie them together. I liked the overlap look of tying the large one over the top one, but whatever you want to do. Take a piece of string and go back and forth and wrap it several times. Here I had wrapped it and tied it front, back, and now I'm finishing it with a double knot. I added a little hot glue for stability. Got those excess strings off. And then I found some holes in the yarn, and I decided to even everything out before we add the fabric on the back. So take your pre-cut fabric that you cut, and what I did, and I attached the four corners first. So the top, the bottom, then the two sides, just to make sure I have it on there straight. And then once I glued all four sides, then I went back in and added hot glue along the entire perimeter. All right, on to the bunny ears. We're going to do the same process. Take your fabric, make sure it's on the right side. Because if you notice, different ears have a different slant at the bottom. And I started at the top just to secure it and make sure that it's laying there on there evenly. As you can see, I realized it wasn't pulled up enough. You can move hot glue around until it dries. And then I adhered it to the bottom. And then went along all the sides to secure. And then you're going to repeat that on both sides of your bunny ears. Don't burn yourself. That hot glue is hot. All right, we're going to finish with gluing the bottom circle. Once again, since we overlapped them, we have to also overlap the fabric and glue the same way. Top, bottom, sides, fill it in. When I was done, I realized I had some excess, cut those off, and then we're ready to move on to the bow. Here I have 3 different types of ribbon, pipe cleaner, some scissors. It really doesn't matter what ribbon you use, but I like to use ribbon with wire in it. Just use some ribbon that is comparable in color to your fabric. So you're going to take the ribbon, fold it in half. And as you can see, you're just going to fold both of those ends into that center piece. And I like to see, as you can see, it starts to, when you gather in the middle, starts to create this bow look. I like to hold it up to the bunny then to make sure that that's the size that I want, but you don't have to. You're going to gather it all in the middle with your piece of pipe cleaner. Fluff, fluff, and there you go. That is the base of the bow. You're going to do the exact same thing with your next piece of ribbon. But the end of that pipe cleaner you will use to attach to the first layer. And once again, you're going to do it again with the top layer. And this one was harder because it's frilly ribbon and it is thin and it didn't have wire in it. So it just floated all around. It's silk, but you're going to use the same process for all 3. Now that you have your third layer, you're going to attach it all together with that twisty tie, or the chenille twist or pipe cleaner, whatever you call it. And now you have a bow with 3 layers. But who wants to see the white twisty tie? So I add a little piece of ribbon on top. You could choose any of the 3 ribbons to wrap in the middle to hide your twisty ties. Little hot glue, and there, fluff it out, pull it around, and your ribbon is almost ready. But you're going to cut those ends. You can either cut them like this, which I like to call like presentation ribbon, or just at a slight angle. And once you're done with that, it's ready to go on the bunny. You can put it up at the top like a girl hair bow, or you can put it right at the neck like a boy's bow tie, and that's the one I chose to go with. Eyeball it, put the glue on, put it down. Now, you might be asking, how are we going to hang this thing? You're going to take the rest of your pipe cleaner, and that's going to be your hanger. Kind of make a U shape, and you want it to hang right at the base of the ears so that it doesn't show when it hangs. I put hot glue down to attach it and tons of hot glue on top to hold it. I couldn't stand the look of all that glue showing, so I added a little ribbon to cover it. And there you go. You have a bunny wreath with fabric. And don't forget to like, follow, and share for more creative ideas from the Purple Craft Diva.